What's up guys, it's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Buildit video, and today we're going to be talking about Omega. I had a message from somebody on Facebook asking about Omega and how to go about benefiting from it. Should you buy from the Neo Mall? Should you buy the Omega services? Should you build the residence? What can you benefit and why and how? First off, you really shouldn't be unlocking Omega until you're ready. He is at the point where he has maximum storage. All of his homes are converted to gold epics. He has went up to level 30. He's went up to level 30. He's unlocked Omega, and he wants to know what benefits there are for it. Now, first thing is, for those of you who do not know what Omega is, it is the futuristic style feature of the game. So there's Omega Residence, Omega Service, Omega Items, which cannot be traded between members. So there's that. Omega is a very expensive feature in the game. When you hit level 30, you unlock it. It is this Neo Mall thing right here. Okay, so when you click on it, this is the Neo Mall. You will get Omega currency that you can use to buy stuff from this Neo Mall. This Neo Mall is an absolute ripoff. The prices are going to rise as you build and buy things and so forth. Now, the VU is a major ripoff to buy from the Neo Mall. Now, some people make the mistake of buying from the Neo Mall when they're maybe low on VU for the contest of mayors. Then let's say they don't have enough to purchase whatever it is they're trying to buy from the Neo Mall. And then it says, you know, would you like to pay the remaining cash? And the remaining cash is usually hundreds of dollars when they could have spent $20 cash buying the VU they needed from the VU tower, right? So if you go to the VU tower and you click the two things that it says to slide over for the VU, if you don't have what you need, it's going to tell you to pay cash for the VU. And it's going to charge you 20 per VU item rather than hundreds of dollars for the currency over here, because now you're not paying for the VU item itself, you're paying for the money you're paying for the coins, right? So that's a ripoff. This whole entire thing is a ripoff, okay? Really, you shouldn't be buying anything from this unless there's two reasons why you would buy from this, and that is if you're buying tokens or maybe a storage item that you may want, but that should be after you've bought Omega services. Now, this also depends on what kind of player you are, okay? So if you're an Omega person, if you want to build Omega, that's a whole nother ballpark. I'm talking about how to make Omega benefit a normal player. So first thing you need to consider is, do you want an Omega city? What goes into having one? What you can expect from it? Okay, so the first thing that you're going to be told to do is you're going to be presented with the control net here, okay? When you build Omega residents, and those residents are the highest pop residents with the highest service demand, what this means is, without any pop boost at all, a maximum upgraded Omega home has 2,550 residents. That is the highest home on the list as far as population goes. So for people that are building a high pop city, most people go for Omega. However, if you don't want to do Omega because of the cost and the look and the fact that you don't get tokens from them, you can go with converting all homes to Epic, and then you have a low service demand, and the population on an Epic project is 2,411 rather than 2,550 for an Omega home. So there's that. Okay, so let's say that you have looked up the Omega homes online. You've decided, hey, you know, I really like the look of this. This is something that I want to do. What you want to do is you're going to place down the Omega residence. Now, as you can see here, because they have a high service demand, when you click on, let's say, sewage, water, powers, whatever, at the very end of this list, there is Omega sewage. This goes for everybody. It doesn't just apply to Omega residents. Hence why I have them on my map, because they have no population square and they're bought with Omega currency. They're not bought with normal coins. However, how do you get Omega coins? You get them in the pass sometimes. You get them from making canisters and selling the items. And then you get them from building Omega homes. And once the homes get built up, they regenerate tokens, coins. Kind of like taxes, right? But you collect them off the top of the home. You'll see a little blue coin on the top of a house. However, this is a very, very, very expensive feature in the game, okay? So as you progress up, as you build Omega homes, what you have to do is you have to come over here and you're going to get a lab. Now, you're only going to have a certain amount of labs available to you based off the amount of homes you have built, okay? So this is problematic when it comes to the contest of mayors because the canisters task is a nightmare. Now, to my knowledge, they removed that task from the game, which is awesome because it sucks big time. However, it doesn't matter how much you want a large canister, a medium, a small, whatever. There's 3 different levels, sizes. It's completely random. So what's going to happen is you're going to pay 7,000 coins. And it's going to go through and it's going to say this. It's going to tell you that you have to wait a certain amount of time to produce the canister. Once the canister's been produced, you can collect the canister, okay? And it's going to go into the research center. If you do not have all of these slots available, you're not going to be able to collect the canister. These are difficult to unlock. You know, you have to buy a certain amount of stuff. You have to have, you know, a certain amount of homes. You got to have a certain amount of population. There's certain requirements that have to be met to be able to have as many labs as I have. Now, what I did was I built up the Omega homes at one point because I was utilizing this feature of the game. I later decided that I didn't like the Omega and I bulldozed everything. This allows me to produce only small canisters, which was beneficial for me for the contest because I didn't have to wait 8 hours for a canister just to be produced and then another 8 hours for it to open. The large canisters are usually about 47 cash, right around there to collect, and about 47 to open, right around that area. It's a nightmare. The large ones give you 3 Omega items, and then I believe it's 4 regular items. Then the small ones give you 2 Omega items, I believe, and then the small one gives you 1 Omega item, and the medium one gives you, I believe it's 2, and then the large I believe is 3, if I remember right. It's been a long time since I've had to open a large canister. Now, anyways, the point is you get some regular items and some Omega items as you progress, you know, through and you upgrade houses. Now, what you want to do here is you want to click on your government tab. When you click on, keep in mind, once you place these on your map, you cannot put them in storage. So for instance, if I didn't want to have 5 labs on my map, there's nothing I can do about it. I already placed them. So don't place anything that you don't want to have permanently stuck there, okay? Now, this research lab is 2,000 cash for me to be able to open up a second one. So what you're going to do is the very first Omega residence that you place on your map is always going to ask you for 1 Omega item. That's it. The second one is going to ask you for 2 Omega items. The third one, it's going to keep going up and it's going to start asking you. Now, right now, I'm only getting 1 Omega item for $7,000. That's a $7,000 upgrade, just right there, okay? Minus whatever the canister gives me for regular items. Sometimes it gives you like 1 metal and like a brick. Sometimes it gives you like 1 gnome and 1 bread roll. It really just depends, right? Point is, this is not a cheap feature in the game. So either you really love the feature and you want to utilize the houses, or you don't. Now, if you do not want to build an Omega City based off of actually having the residents, let's just say you want to implement any benefit that it may have for you. That is, as far as the Missy's Building Guide goes, that you would extend, what you should do is you should build 3 Omega residents, 1 upgrade at a time, okay? That will give you 3 residents. If you click on the Omega services here, you'll see that you need exactly 3 Omega residents built in order to purchase this. What you're going to do is you're going to look at the price tag, and the very first one is 10,000 neo-simoleons. Now, you have to upgrade your Omega storage and your Omega bank, okay? Here's the problem. If you want to collect the cans, right, you have to have room in your Omega storage. But if you pay cash for the cans, you can exceed the Omega storage. Keep that in mind. However, if you want, what you want to do, realistically, what you want to do is you want to have these bubbles that pop up, kind of like the coin bubbles for the regular, like this, just like you would regional items. And you're going to sell those Omega items to the people as they pop up to earn currency. And that's going to allow you to exceed your bankroll. So you don't have to upgrade your neobank up to 10,000. You can have it right where it's at. And as long as you produce cans and sell the items to the people, you can exceed your bankroll. However, you will not be able to collect the coins on top of your houses. They do not allow you to collect the currency on top of your Omega homes. So the best, most beneficial way for you would be to build 3 homes at 1 upgrade each, and then produce canisters and make them and sell the items to the people. Now, it might be wise to build just a couple more homes, get some population Omega pop up. That way you unlock the medium canisters as well. I don't know if I'd want to unlock the large canisters, to be honest with you. It really just depends on how many services you want. Now, the first one is 10,000. The second one is 20,000, and they go up 10,000 neo-simoleons each time. However, they do cover 100 of your service demand. So one of each is, or should be, damn near plenty to run a typical capital map around 1 million pop, saying that you have 1 million pop of regular residents. If you have 1 million pop of, let's say, Omega residents, the service demand is going to be astronomically higher. So yes, the Omega services are absolutely beneficial to your gameplay as far as space, pollution square, and the cost is high, but it's going to save you a ton. For example, if you look at my map here, I have 879,000 people on my capital. And if you look, I have exactly 2 of each of these services, but my demand is only 98. I could delete 1 of each, but I'm not going to. Now, the other issue that you need to keep in mind is if you purchase these, let's say I was to purchase 5 of them on my capital, I cannot store them and transfer them to my regional. And the price does not go down if you bulldoze them, and it does not go down per map. So if it's 60,000 on my capital, the first one's going to be 60,000 on my regional. That's just how it is, okay? It is beneficial. So go ahead and try it out, see what happens. And I mean, that's about all I got for you guys as far as that goes. But just a quick recap on how to sell these Omega items here. I have 35 space available. I know the first question people are going to ask me is, why can I not get the bubble to pop up? Okay. I have noticed something. You need about whatever your Omega bank is, needs to be about 75% full or higher before you're going to start receiving those requests to be purchased. Okay. Now, another quick thing that you guys need to know is that you really shouldn't be selling them for less than 1,000 a piece. So if they're right around 900 to 1,100, that's an excellent price. But if they're asking if they're offering 1,200 for 2, no, just click no. Always take the best offer available, but don't take something minimal. Okay, and be very careful paying cash for these canisters. If you get it down to the last minute, then you can just pay $1, and then you'll be able to exceed your bankroll or exceed your Omega storage. And that way you don't have to, continually sell everything. You can just pay the 1 cash. That goes for exceeding your bank amount. If you want to exceed the bank amount, you're just selling the items. If you want to exceed the item amount, you have to purchase the items with cash to open the canisters. The other thing is that they cannot be traded via members, and they cannot be sold in-game, in a depot or anything. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded. Hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit. And make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button.